this topic kind of came to mind for me. One, because I mean LeBron's getting old. He'll be 40 years old in the next couple of years. Steph Curry just turned 36 the other day, and I was like, damn, Steph Curry is 36 years old. I remember when bro was in college at Davidson, and now he got 4 kids, about to have 4 kids now. So at some point, Aisha gonna be like, "Hey, Steph Curry, it's time to come home and take care of these kids now. Right, gonna be in college before you know it, man." So that led me to think, like, okay, if LeBron is gonna be out the league at some point, Steph Curry is gonna be out the league. These are your main guys who have been the face of the NBA for the past, really LeBron since he got in the league, but Steph Curry, with the championships and all of that and the shooting, was also a face in the league. So that led me to wonder, like, who is going to be next? Who's going to be running the NBA, not only just by being successful on the court, but also being somebody that the kids want to be, or be inspired by off the court, with like shoes, with popularity, with social media, all those things. So my challenge to myself and to the guys here was to give us the top 3 players who are going to be the next face of the league. So who wants to go first with their top 3?
I can go. I didn't when you said the shoes, then I was like, man, my guys, shoe deals.
I mean, it's your opinion. It's your opinion,
man. When you're talking about the face of the league, and realistically, you're talking within the maybe next 2 years, the passing of the guard, to be honest. Not, LeBron being done in like 2 to 3 years. Steph is on a downward slide, so to speak, from his prime. The names that came to me immediately that I just mulled around with, one is, I believe, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander should be one of the names that should be the face of the league. What makes it more challenging and difficult for him to be the face of the league is that he's in Oklahoma City, which is unfortunate. But it didn't stop KD. It didn't stop Russ from being big-time names. So hopefully we can look into more of the small markets and be okay with SGA being one of the faces, and one of the 3 faces that I'm going to name here. He's one. I'm going to stay out west, and I think another player who has garnished a lot since he's come into the league, and even before he got into the league, is Luka. Everything that Luka can do, his ability to also be more international at times with players. But actually, my first 2 are both international because SGA is from Canada, by the way. But then because his shoes, and I'm like, oh. But there's nothing against Luka, but how he plays, how he interacts as well with social media in regards to like doing stuff off his head, warm up stuff like that. He's very friendly, so to speak, towards the crowd. Excuse me. And until further notice, I don't think Dallas is getting rid of him anytime soon. And I think he's got a lot of more years to go, a lot more competitive years to go, even though he started this thing back when 15, I believe, with going against the likes of OKC with Russell Westbrook. The other name I want to throw out there as my third, and I mean, hopefully he gets to hang a banner one day soon, is Tatum. There's nothing you can really say about Jason Tatum on or off the court. Let's start with off the court. You've seen him with how he interacts with Bradley Beal and other players, with their sons, kids, Devin Booker's as well. I'm not saying he's the face of the league at all, but I think Tatum needs more recognition as the face of the league. I think what hurts him is he's only been able to make the finals and East Conference finals with the finals, and that's kind of like a wash, like we kind of like forgot about him. However, when you talk about the East and the dominance that he's had over the years and how he can still dominate even after this, I got to put Jason Tatum up there as well. So again, SGA, Luka, and Tatum are my 3 for the foreseeable future. It's hard to really narrow down to 3, though.
Real quick, y'all know me. I got a weird way of just thinking into like the future. So Savage, when you asked this, that's definitely easily where my mind went. I want to ask you to go after she. I want to ask you to go because I want to see if I took. I want to see how far my approach went.
Okay.
because I've watched a few videos of this topic and no one said one of the answers, and I just want to see where you go.
Okay. But I'm pretty sure that I probably didn't answer that the way you think that. Okay, I got you. So I'll go. And I'm gonna go in, I guess, ascending order. So three, two, and one. Number three, I actually am in lockstep with you about SGA. I think that with the playoff success this year that SGA should have, and I'm expecting him to have, I think we're gonna see his popularity, grow even more. He's already got the fashion game down. He's already got like the social media game is developing as far as his like captions being like rap lyrics, his own, I guess, rap lyrics. I guess I don't know. But overall, his game is like it's an aesthetically pleasing game. I've called him like a mini Paul George, to where he plays offense and defense in a very smooth way. Of course, he's a foul merchant at times, but I mean, hey, James Harden did it and won an MVP. He's gotten far with doing that. He's a Hall of Fame player, playing that way. And SGA is definitely that sort of player, to where he's in the mid range, he's clutch, he's the defensive monster. And so I think that, with this year's success in the playoffs, that'll bode well for him to be a face in the league going forth. Number two, this is where I got Ja. I think that Ja is going to be on a redemption tour starting this upcoming year. He wants it. He has a hot shoe. He has the aesthetics of like the dreadlocks with the colors in them. Every kid wants to be like him. He has a swagger that players tend to play with now, in terms of like the young players, talking trash, making athletic moves. Ja Morant, I truly believe that Ja Morant will be in the dunk contest next year. I think he needs that to repair his image, and I think that if he does it, hopefully when he does it, we're gonna see him, take that next step into a complete reparation of his image. And then number one, also a hot shoe in my opinion, I got Anthony Edwards. I think Anthony Edwards this year, he has the highlights. We saw that defensive play at the end of the game where he missed a free throw and then go down court and chase down, block, hit his head on top of the rim. He literally is a carbon copy of Jordan to some extent, man. Not that he's like Michael Jordan, obviously, but he's 6'6", like 220, solid, plays offense like the best of them, plays defense when he can, sit in the chair. And it sucks that he's in Minneapolis in terms of like his popularity, because if he was in New York or LA, he would be the most popular player in the league right now. You know what I'm saying? And with him, essentially, he's about to be the poster boy for Adidas right now, man. Like, I mean, you had James Harden at one point, you had T-Mac at one point, you had James Harden. I mean, like I said, and now you got Ant-Man, who has an assortment of colors with his shoes, man. Them shoes are nice. And so if he continues to play well and plays well into the playoffs, I think that we're going to see Anthony Edwards, already with a great personality, be the top face in the league. So my number one is Anthony Edwards, two, Ja Morant, and three, SGA.
I like both of y'all's for sure. Savage, two of yours for sure are on my list. Everything we talk about, Anthony Edwards or any superstar, face of the league, we think of who we want to see on the court, like who we down to see, like even growing up, faces of the league, Kobe, AI, Shaq. You know what I'm saying? They had that it factor about them that just draws people to watch them. And Anthony Edwards is definitely one of them. Like he's been in movies already. Like and they only gonna come. I only hope he get out of Minnesota because that's only gonna help with the superstardom. He already got the mentality that I'm the best in the game anyway. So hey, one day he could be. So why not? He can easily be one of the faces of the league. And we say faces of the league because I'm not sure if it can be just one face of the league. It could be, but I think where we are now, everybody likes something different. So I think we got to kind of cater to those. But as far as like entertainment factor, Ant-Man got it, Ja Morant got it. I think we still like even when I was taking it back to when I was doing my thing with the IVL, every kid, 90% of those kids had Ja Morant shoes on. Like it was mind blowing to see. And I'm talking just still out here. So you talk about the impact that he's already had, for one, on the culture and on the kids. For two, you get a redemption factor that's gonna carry on for the rest of his career. Of course, it's gonna take the media and people like us to have his back and continue to call a spade because we saw what they did to Allen Iverson. So, and which was one of the faces, if not the face of the league, especially of the 2000, early 2000s. So that can easily happen for Ja Morant. I'm happy that the NBA was able to sit him down early say, nah, this not we not gonna do. I told you the stove was hot. Don't touch that motherfucker again. Don't touch the stove again. So I'm happy we got him now. Savage, I'm hoping everything you said about him being in the dunk contest is true. I definitely hope that we see him in the dunk contest. Great redemption art. Whether he win it or not, just give the fans something. Just give us something. But my third one, my third is an interesting one that I really, really thought about. It creates just a bigger storyline, I say, for the better part of maybe at least 5 to 10 years. And that player, to me, is not even in the league yet. I'm not talking about Bronny James. Again, I'm talking about his brother Bryce. If y'all look, he already got the height. He already is the better shooter. He got the skill on point. And he's hungrier because nobody's really talking about him. But if you consider what he can do on the court and come in and say, let's say Bryce come in and win Rookie of the Year, and Bronny don't, that's a storyline in itself. So now that's going to continue to carry on at least for the next 5 to 10 years. And when you talk about a face of the league, why couldn't it be one of LeBron James' sons? So I'm willing to say Bryce James right now. What y'all feel about that?
So I've been on record like for many years now, probably like 2 or 3 years, that I think that Bryce is going to be a better player than Bronny. If you look at Bryce, I say about a year ago, he was playing like with Sierra Canyon here in Memphis, and you could tell he was just young, but he made some like amazing plays. Like he had like a reverse layup or something that happened, and I was just like, golly, he's like a freshman or sophomore, whatever he was. And Bronny, of course, I mean, Bronny looked good, and obviously it didn't work out as well this year for USC. But we all know that, Bronny's gonna take some time. He should take time anyway. But I don't know how well Bryce is gonna be, because I feel like in order for Bryce to be the face of the league in, I guess, like next 2 to 3 years or 5 years in your case too, you're saying over the span of a couple more years. I don't know. He's gonna have to measure up to his dad. You know what I'm saying? That's the crazy part about it, is like he will never be as good as LeBron James. I will put.
So let me ask you that real quick, because I think Bronny would take much of the hit. I think he'll take more of the punch and hit at first.
Okay.
What you think?
I think Bryce, in order to be a face of the league, Bryce would have to, be an all-star. I think he had to be rookie of the year, like, or at least be in competition once he gets into the league. I think both of them get in the league, Bronny and Bryce. But if I had to bet money on it, I would say he'd be I can't say yet. I really can't say yet, honestly. But he is a better player, in my opinion, than Bronny. But I mean, shout out to you two for thinking that far ahead. I mean, you gotta be really thinking about this shit.
Yeah, exactly. Let's think about it. It's Monday, man. It's Monday. Monday thoughts.
Yeah. I think Bronny will take the first hit, yes, but Bryce will still get some of it too. Because it's not like they're far removed. It's not like Bronny and Bryce have like a 5-year gap or something like that. Like they're like right behind one another. So the criticism that Bronny will draw, yes, but 90% of that criticism is going to fall on the Bryce as well. It is what it is. If you ask me, Bronny has the IQ. Bryce has the athleticism.
Yep.
And so when Bronny ain't gonna grow no more. If Bryce can
Bryce still growing, bro. That man huge.
If Bryce can get some more of that IQ that he needs, Bryce is definitely going to be better than Bronny will be if that IQ works out. But I do like that you, again, forward thinking about it all. But it's hard to live in the shadow of your father when your father is arguably the face of the league. I mean, hell, how many games do the Lakers not play on TV? I want that number. I feel like they play every game on TV.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really like your takes though. Both of y'all say, but that Bryce thought is different.
I almost said Cooper Flag to Cooper Flag for next year. I think, man, look, Cooper Flag is like, if for those of you listening or watching, if you have not watched Cooper Flag, man, Cooper Flag is like both ends of the court, 6'10", blocking your shot, getting every rebound, talking shit to you. Like, I like Cooper Flag a lot. Like, whoever get Cooper Flag, I hope that Washington gets Cooper Flag first of all, because I think American flag, Washington. Like I think that'd be a nice
Oh, that's crazy.
Marketing technique.
That's crazy.
I would love for that to happen.
It's like when Paul George said, "I'm gonna go PG-13." That's
exactly.
wild.
Exactly.
That's wild.
But I'm looking at Cooper Flags. I feel like Cooper Flags gonna be like the next like he's gonna be Lori marketing if Lori from marketing was like already ready made when he got into the league. I think that's what I think. But I'm gonna stand on Ant-Man, Ja, and SGA. I think those are gonna be the main guys. And I didn't pick a big man because I think big man, unless you like Shaq and got a huge personality or something like that, like Wemby.
Giannis got a personality.
Giannis 31 years old, man, or 30 years old. He's 29 years old. He kind of old. But like with Wemby, I would have to see more personality from Wemby. But I think the barrier is that is the language. But his game, I mean, the game is there. It's just a matter of like, can you be a personable person, for lack of a better term, you know? And I don't think Wemby has that. But I mean, I ain't gonna sit here and act like Wemby ain't gonna be that dude in a couple of years. He that dude right now, bro. Had what 33, 14, 7 and 7 the other day. Come on.
Shout out to Wemby.
Hey, come on.